Howdy folks. Want to do a quick little video here on my experience with a few different 9mm 1911 magazines. Got my first 1911 about 2 months ago now. Have about 2,000 rounds, a little over 2,000 rounds through it. It's an Alchemy custom weaponry Quantico 9mm. It's pretty sweet. There's that bad boy. Tried a few different magazines with it. From left to right here, we have the mags that came with the gun. These are from Alchemy. You see they have their logo lasered in right here. I'm pretty sure they're ACT mags, according to the internet research I was able to find. They certainly look like ACT mags. I have about 10 of these. In the middle, we have Tripp Research Cobra mag for 9mm. Then on the right here, we have Tripp McCormick custom 9mm mags. These are all kind of your standard full-size 10-round 9mm single stack magazines. They all have different followers. I wasn't able to really tell a substantial difference in the function of any of the followers. The ACT ones are plastic here. And then Tripp Research has the, I think they call it the flex metal follower. And then the Tripp McCormick has a different metal follower. So out of the 10 original mags that the gun came with, about 5 of them work just fine. The other 5, I have an issue where if they're full, if they have 10 rounds in them, they will not seat on a closed slide without what's, in my opinion, excessive effort to get them to seat all the way, which left me a little bit dissatisfied because I don't think I should be worried about the magazine falling out of my gun if I don't, manhandle it in. It also made the mag catch really stiff to get it out. So rather than exchanging these and worrying about if the new mags would have the same problem, I decided to try to find a better magazine. First up was the Tripp Research Cobra mags. These did not have that issue. They seated just fine with 10 rounds and really didn't have any issues on the range shooting from, full to empty. They all fed just fine. I have 5 of them. But what I started noticing was when you have rounds in it and you want to take it out of the gun before it's empty with maybe some lingering rounds in there, it will sometimes strip the top round out of the magazine when you drop it out of the gun. And I'll demonstrate this in a second. What happens is, let me load a few rounds here. What happens is that top round gets stripped. That second round gets displaced forward in the magazine quite a bit. And this happens pretty consistently across all 5 of these, right? You see how far forward that is? So what that translates to when it's in the gun, doesn't cause any issues with feeding if you're just shooting the magazine straight up, just full of empty. Put 10 rounds through it all day and it doesn't cause any issues. But what happens is when it's in the gun and you want to drop the mag out, sometimes, of course it didn't do it now, but sometimes it'll strip that second round out of the magazine when you drop the mag, which is just not satisfactory to me. You end up with a perfectly good 9mm round somewhere in the dirt. Let me see if I can get it to strip it for y'all on camera. Going ahead and load her up with all 10. There it went. Yeah, did you see that? So now we have 8 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, and 1 floating around. Fell out of the mag well. Yeah, it's just so I didn't like that. I actually have a return request with Tripp now because I wasn't happy with their magazines doing that. I was able to find one forum post of another person having the same type of issue, and a couple of responses to it saying, yeah, that's a issue with the Tripp mags. But of course I didn't find that till after I started having the issue. I wasn't able to find that before I bought the magazines. And after kind of reading through that forum post and taking a look at these on my own, you can kind of see how that would happen. The ACT and the McCormick mags have this little lip right here. It might be hard to see on this one on camera, but you see it's a raised lip in the front of the mag, as opposed to the Tripp Research mag. It just kind of swoops down, which is probably consistent with the design of conventional 45 magazines. But basically without that lip, it allows these rounds to be displaced forward enough to cause issues. I don't know if maybe this is the nature of the adaptation of a 45 platform to 9mm. You got some weird things going on with 9mm mags in general. You got a spacer in the back to accommodate the shorter overall length, shorter follower and whatnot. But yeah, I think if you're shopping for a 9mm 1911 single stack mag, you want to make sure you're getting one with this lip up here at the front. It's going to stop your rounds from creeping forward. And actually what I've noticed on even these mags, it hasn't caused any issues, but these rounds creep forward too. It's just they have that lip there that's blocking them from being displaced too much when they creep forward. So out of these 3, if I was to recommend one 9mm single stack full size 10 round 1911 magazine, I would recommend the Tripp McCormick Custom. These are the only 3 mags I've tried on this gun. I wanted to try Metgar also, but I wasn't able to find any in stock. Of course, now that I have the Tripp McCormick, it works just fine. Haven't had any issues at all whatsoever with these. Probably won't be trying anymore. I'll just go with more McCormicks when I want to buy more magazines. I would have tried the Wilson 9mm mags. I know they're kind of the industry standard for 45 mags in particular, but Alchemy, the manufacturer of my 1911, explicitly advises against the Wilson 9mm mags. I can't remember the reason they stated on their website, but I'm sure the Wilson 9mm mags work just fine in Wilson guns. I know Wilson makes good stuff from what I've heard. I just, a manufacturer of my custom gun said not to use it, so I didn't use it. But yeah, hopefully this helps somebody out if you're in the market for a 10 round 9mm magazine for a single stack 1911. And feel free to drop a comment if you have a similar or different experience with any of these. All right, folks, have a good one.